Hello guys, welcome to this episode of Productivity and Profit Line of the World Bankers Career Channel. So, I want you guys to picture this. Kevin was hired to turn his company around. He was supposed to implement certain things or whatever strategy he had up his sleeves to make the company prosper and more productive. Here's the case. The company had a lot of workers, but he was supposed to introduce anything he wanted to make magic out of it. When he was hired, he thought of the PVI Rule: perception, visibility, and influence. He used these three things to turn the company around. So, we're going to get back to it right after this. Welcome back to this episode of Productivity and Profit Line. I have here with me Ted.
Nice to be here.
Good. And I am Manny. So, Ted, I'm pretty sure you know so much about the PVI.
Yeah, the PVI rule is something I've used several times to get employees and employers to ensure that productivity is at its optimum. And
Right.
as Manny mentioned earlier, the PVI simply stands for perception, visibility, and influence. These three things come together to ensure that the workplace is a magical place where everyone works and puts out their best. The P stands for perception. When we talk about perception, it simply has to do with how people see you, how you see others, or how you want others to see you. So if you're in an organization and the way people see you is not in a good light, that's definitely going to affect your productivity and others' productivity, because if they feel they cannot relate to you on a certain level, and yes, you are needed in a project, how does that work?
How does it work?
Yeah, so it's not going to help.
Great. Let's look at how Kevin used perception.
Okay.
So, he educated the workers on how people perceiving them was great or bad for productivity. This is what he said to his workers: sharing what you know and can do is not bragging. It helps us use your strengths in key places. You can enjoy your work and we can produce more when we match your strengths to our needs. And you can see that that's a really good point, right?
For sure.
Yeah, if you have to create a balance so that it doesn't become bragging, but you have to share what you know. It's a great thing. Like, for example, whenever there's a project that comes up, and everyone perceives that, oh, you know how to do this perfectly, in the company. You guys are one team, so what is it going to do here? It's going to bring optimum results. It means your productivity shoots up the roof.
Yeah, and like he's saying, Kevin did a great thing. He said, share in a way that doesn't rub people off.
Yeah.
And this is the problem. Most people know their craft, they are experts at it. But the problem they have is with relations with other people.
Okay.
You see, everyone will react to you differently. You just need to know who your audience is, or who you are dealing with, and then you adapt to suit that person. If not, the person will feel you are showing off, you are bragging, or you are just downright looking down on them.
Okay.
And that doesn't help anyone.
Right.
So don't always remember that perception needs to go with, you have to balance perception with who you are talking to, so that it doesn't look like you are looking down on the person.
Okay, so that's perception, point one. So our second point here is visibility. Ted, tell us more about visibility.
Visibility is kind of a complex one here, because you need to be seen, right?
Yeah.
I want to use this. Like, they say no one does business in the dark, right? Let's take a carpenter for example. He's excellent at his craft. He's the best carpenter in town. But he does it in his room. No one sees him. All people see are the finished products in another shop. How do we know you're the one who did that? That's the problem with visibility. You might be the best person for your position or whatever you're doing, but if you don't make yourself visible, no one will give you that credit.
True.
And in business, credits is everything. Everyone knows this is what you can do, this is what you're capable of. One, they will pay you what you are worth, and two, they will give you that credit. But if this is the case, you're not making yourself visible, who's going to see you? So let's bring this down to employees. if you are doing well and you are good, let it be known. Show yourself. Don't hide. You know people are shy.
Yeah.
It's true. But take away that shyness. You have to grow out of it. Because in the business world, if you're shy, you're not going to help yourself. So visibility is key.
Great. So let's look at how Kevin implemented visibility. Kevin knew that it was sometimes hard for people to display their talents if the visibility factor is not there. This is what he did. He created a large brag board where people,
brag board. I think this is the first time I'm hearing that.
Well, they just pasted their accomplishments on there every week.
Oh, okay.
So it lets other people see what exactly they're doing well or what they're excelling at.
So you mean in essence there's a board?
Yeah.
And then my name Teddy.
Teddy.
Okay, so assign 2 new clients this week.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
And maybe Durans did more than that. He did 5, or he was able to find a way to bring
in
more
essence,
clients.
You challenge each other, like people say, wow, this is what this guy is doing. Okay.
It toughens them up.
This way, it makes it kind of impersonal, so people don't feel like you are bragging to them directly, but it's your accomplishment, it's what you have done. So
yeah,
cool.
so it's not really a brag level yet. So that's built out the company. So our next point is influence. I'm going to let Teddy talk about it again.
Yeah, and again with influence, it's a bit complex, just like the visibility thing, because you see, influence doesn't necessarily mean that things are going the way they should because you say so.
Yeah.
It's rather because people can look at you and they see what you're doing, like with the blackboard.
Yeah.
Maybe assign 5 new clients this week.
So they are intertwined, like
yeah,
all of them.
All 3 points, exactly. Yeah. So people are like, if he's doing this, I have to step up my game. Yeah. Because I feel like maybe I've signed 5 new clients, and maybe let's say someone else, maybe Steven, thinks he's better than me, he signed only 2. Then he realizes no, he might be better than me, but he's actually not showing it. True. So that influences Steven to work harder. So all in all, before you realize, as this goes around the organization, everyone's input and output actually goes higher, and in the end, the company gets more profit. So that's the thing with influence. Okay,
so let's look at how Kevin implemented the influence factor. So Kevin saw how the influence of other employees were rubbing off the apathetic ones, right? The great influence. So they had certain influencers in the building, and whenever they did something great, it's rubbed off the other employees. So this was a great thing. So this is what Kevin said. The payoff for the organization was huge. This PVI model had a major effect on the employees' productivity, motivation, and staff retention. After just a few months, it feels like a completely different company. And that's how influence was able to use perception and visibility to create great productivity for the company.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's the moral of the story here?
The moral of the story here is simple. Employers and employees should get together to use this PVI model, perception, visibility, and influence, to help each other to make sure they achieve their organizational goals and ensure that profit keeps coming in. So that's just it. So we come to an end of the episode Productivity and Profit Line, and we just want to say, be like Kevin. So I want you to share, subscribe, and comment down below. Thanks, Daddy, for having me. It was great having you here. Thank you once again for the invitation. So bye, guys.